Why falling after 60 is dangerous. 5 ways to prevent falls and stay independent longer. Have you ever been walking through your home, maybe carrying a cup of tea or reaching for the phone, and suddenly felt just a little off balance? That moment where your heart skips a beat, even if nothing serious happens. It's a feeling many people have experienced, especially after 60. Maybe it's a slippery floor, a loose rug, or just a small misstep. But in that split second, you realize how much you depend on steady footing to feel safe and independent. Falling might seem like just a minor incident. We trip, we get up, we brush it off. But as we get older, even a simple fall can have lasting effects. It's not just about bruises or scrapes. Falls can lead to serious injuries like broken bones, especially hips or wrists. And beyond the physical part, they can shake your confidence. That fear of falling again can make people hesitant to move around freely, leading to less activity, weaker muscles, and more risk of falling. It becomes a cycle. That's why today we're having this chat about something truly important: how to prevent falls and stay independent longer. We'll go through 5 practical strategies that you can use starting today to make sure your home and your habits support your safety and keep you feeling steady on your feet. Let's begin by looking at the first, most immediate thing many people overlook: making your home safer. Our homes are filled with little hazards we might not even notice until something happens. I once spoke with a gentleman named Ed, 72 years old, who told me he tripped over a rug in his hallway. It wasn't a big deal, he said, until he realized how easily it could have been worse. And it wasn't just the rug. It was loose cords, a wobbly table, shoes left by the door. Things that, when we were younger, might not have seemed like a big deal, but now need a closer look. One of the easiest ways to start is by clearing up any clutter. That means picking up things like magazines, shoes, bags, or even small furniture that gets in the way. Look around the spaces where you walk most often: hallways, living rooms, the path from your bed to the bathroom. If anything's in the way, find a new spot for it, or remove it entirely. Another thing to pay attention to is lighting. As our eyesight changes, bright and clear lighting becomes even more important. I recommend using night lights in hallways and bathrooms, especially if you get up during the night. There's no need to stumble around in the dark when a simple light can guide your way. And rugs, those cozy throw rugs, can actually be quite risky. If they're not secured, they can slip right out from under you. Using rug grippers or simply removing smaller rugs altogether can make a big difference. It's a small change, but one that helps avoid unnecessary slips. Now, once your home is in order, another key step is strengthening your balance. Balance isn't just something we're born with. It's a skill we can practice and maintain. After 60, our muscles naturally lose a bit of their strength if we're not actively keeping them engaged. But with regular balance exercises, we can keep that steady footing for years to come. One simple balance exercise that many folks find helpful is standing on one foot while holding onto a sturdy chair or countertop. You don't need to hold the pose for long. Start with just a few seconds, then gradually increase as you feel more comfortable. Even 5 minutes a day focusing on balance can help strengthen the small muscles that keep you stable. Another good example is gentle Tai Chi or yoga classes, often offered at community centers or even online. These movements focus on slow, controlled actions that build both strength and awareness of your body's position. I remember meeting a woman named Linda, who started doing Tai Chi videos in her living room during the pandemic. She said not only did it help her balance, but it also made her feel calmer and more in control of her movements throughout the day. These balance exercises don't have to be formal or intimidating. Even simply practicing rising up onto your toes and slowly lowering down, while holding onto the back of a chair, can help train your body to stay steady. Now that we've covered making your home safer and practicing balance, there's another small but crucial detail to pay attention to: your footwear. It might sound obvious, but many falls happen because of the shoes we wear. Worn-out soles, loose-fitting slippers, or socks without grip can all contribute to slipping or stumbling. Choosing the right shoes is a simple step that protects you all day long. Look for shoes with non-slip soles, a snug fit, and good support around the ankle. It's tempting to go for soft, cozy slippers around the house, but if they don't have proper grip, they can be more dangerous than helpful. I once visited a friend who kept a dedicated pair of sturdy house shoes by the door, ones she wore only inside. That way she had both comfort and safety, without tracking in dirt from outside. Even checking your shoes regularly for wear and tear is worth the effort. If the bottoms are smooth or the stitching is coming loose, it might be time for a replacement. Shoes are like tires on a car. If they're in good shape, everything else runs more smoothly. Now that we've explored home safety, balance exercises, and choosing the right footwear, you can already feel how these habits fit together. Each one supports the others, helping create an environment and a daily routine where staying upright and steady feels natural, not forced. Let's keep moving forward because there are still more practical, thoughtful ways to protect yourself from falls and keep enjoying that independent, active life you value so much. One of the most powerful tools we have when it comes to staying steady on our feet is actually something we often overlook: building strength in the legs and core. You might think balance is all about practice and focus, and that's true. But the muscles that support us, especially in the legs, hips, and abdomen, play a huge role. The stronger these muscles are, the more secure we feel when standing, walking, or even turning quickly. Think about it like the foundation of a house. If the foundation is solid, everything above it feels stable and strong. But if that base starts to weaken, things can shift or lean in ways we don't want. Our bodies work the same way. I've met many folks in their 60s and 70s who, once they added simple strength exercises to their daily routine, noticed not just less wobbling and swaying, but more confidence walking upstairs, stepping over curbs, or carrying groceries. Now, I'm not suggesting weightlifting or anything that feels too intense. This can be as gentle as standing up from a chair without using your hands or doing a few light squats by lowering down slightly as if you're about to sit but standing right back up. These movements, repeated regularly, help wake up and maintain the muscles that support balance and prevent falls. One favorite activity that blends strength and enjoyment is walking. Yes, good old-fashioned walking. Whether it's a stroll around the block, through a local park, or even inside a shopping mall on a rainy day, walking helps keep leg muscles strong, joints moving smoothly, and the mind sharp. I remember a gentleman named George who made it his habit to walk every morning with a group of friends. Not only did it help his balance, but it also gave him a sense of routine and connection. It's amazing how something so simple can do so much good. Now, once we've worked on strength and balance, there's another key piece to think about, and that's staying mindful of medications. Many people over 60 take medicines for things like blood pressure, cholesterol, or sleep issues, which is perfectly normal. But what often gets missed is how some medications can affect balance, alertness, or muscle coordination. For example, certain medicines can cause lightheadedness or dizziness, especially when standing up quickly. Others might make you feel drowsy, making it easier to misstep. I once met a lady named Eleanor, who didn't realize that a new prescription was making her feel a little off balance until she mentioned it casually to her pharmacist. After adjusting the dosage with her doctor, that unsteady feeling faded away. That's why it's always a good idea to review your medications regularly with a healthcare provider. Even over-the-counter products or herbal supplements can have side effects that impact balance. Bringing a list of everything you take to your next appointment helps your doctor or pharmacist catch anything that could be causing an issue. And don't be shy about asking questions. It's your health after all. If you notice you've been feeling more wobbly or sleepy lately, it's worth mentioning. Sometimes the solution is as simple as changing the time of day you take something, or switching to a different option that works better for you. With strength exercises, mindful walking, and being aware of medications, we're already layering these habits together in a way that naturally supports safety and independence. And isn't that really what it's all about? Feeling secure in your own space, moving around without worry, and continuing to enjoy the things that make life rich and meaningful. These steps don't need to feel like chores or obligations. They can become gentle parts of your daily rhythm. Maybe you take a walk before breakfast, do a few balance exercises while waiting for the kettle to boil, or check in on your medications during a regular chat with your doctor. It's these small, steady actions that build real, lasting strength. Now, as we continue this conversation, there's still one more key strategy that ties all these habits together. Something simple yet often overlooked, and it has to do with how we listen to and trust our own bodies. And that's learning to listen to the quiet signals your body sends before something goes wrong. After 60, we can sometimes brush aside those little feelings: a twinge in the knee, a sense of dizziness when standing up, or a slightly slower reaction time. It's easy to chalk it up to just getting older, but paying attention to these gentle warnings is one of the smartest things you can do to stay independent and prevent falls. Your body usually whispers before it shouts. Maybe you notice you're holding onto furniture a little more as you move through a room, or you hesitate before stepping down from a curb. Those moments are worth noticing because they're reminders to pause, slow down, and adjust something in your environment or your routine. For example, if you feel dizzy when standing, taking an extra moment to rise slowly, perhaps pausing between sitting and standing, can help your balance settle. If a certain pair of shoes suddenly feels unstable, trust that feeling and switch to something sturdier. I once met a man named Robert who told me he started keeping a small stool by his favorite chair because reaching for things just out of arm's length made him feel off balance. Simple changes like that keep small issues from becoming big ones. And along with listening to your body, it's just as important to let others lend a hand now and then. That doesn't mean giving up independence. It means being smart about using support when it helps keep you safe. Maybe that's having grab bars installed in the bathroom, or using a cane or walker when navigating longer distances. These aren't signs of weakness. They're tools that help maintain freedom. I remember chatting with a woman named May, well into her 70s, who resisted using a cane for a long time. She said it made her feel older than she wanted to admit. But when she finally gave it a try, she realized how much more confidently she could move around. And that gave her more freedom, not less. Sometimes a little help is exactly what keeps you active and involved in the things you love. So as we reflect on everything we've talked about, making your home safer, strengthening balance and muscles, choosing the right shoes, managing medications, and listening to your body, it really comes down to creating a life where you feel steady, secure, and ready to enjoy each day without hesitation. It's not about living in fear of falling. It's about setting yourself up with small, thoughtful habits that reduce those risks naturally. Whether that's putting down a new rug gripper, practicing a few balance exercises each morning, or taking a short walk around the neighborhood, every little choice adds up. And that steady effort leads to a bigger result, staying independent, confident, and in control of your own life. I know from speaking with so many people over the years that staying active and independent after 60 means so much more than just getting from one place to another. It's about feeling good in your own skin, continuing to do the activities that make you happy, and being there for family, friends, and all the little moments that make life rich. So if you're watching this and thinking, where do I even start? Just remember, it's all about the first small step. Maybe today it's as simple as walking through your home and checking for any loose rugs or clutter that could trip you up. Or maybe it's practicing standing on one foot while brushing your teeth. These aren't grand, overwhelming changes. They're small actions that fit into your daily rhythm. And I'd truly love to hear from you. What steps have you already taken to make your home safer or improve your balance? Do you have a favorite exercise or a tip that's helped you stay steady on your feet? Share your experiences in the comments below. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. If this video gave you a little inspiration or a helpful nudge, please give it a like. That helps more people find this kind of content, which means more folks staying independent and active longer. And if you'd like to keep learning easy, practical ways to live your best life after 60, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There's always more to share, and I'd love for you to be part of those conversations. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always a pleasure to sit down together like this, sharing ideas and encouragement. Here's to living each day fully, steady on your feet, strong in your heart, and always moving forward with confidence and joy.